And we're live. What's going on, everybody? I see we already got Bar up in the chat. What's going on, my brother? Man, y'all don't know how good Bar is. He's just a good human being. I'm glad to know him as friend. What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How's it look? How's it sound? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Eggnog and chill. Needed a break from needed a break from Vlogmas. Y'all don't know how hard it is to record these freaking videos every day. It's a grind. This is why I'm not a YouTuber for a living. I could not do it. I could not do it. But the title isn't Eggnog and Chill for nothing. We've got Fireball. Hold on, let me switch my view up here. Fireball Holiday Eggnog. This is non-alcoholic, but we also have Fireball. So I don't know if I'm a big eggnog guy or not. I feel like my mic is extremely hot for you guys. Let me turn that down. I've never been a huge eggnog guy, but we're gonna try it. It smells good. It smells better than regular eggnog. And it expires on Christmas Day. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? I don't even know if I'm gonna drink all that. That seems like a lot. Got to make this pour heavy. How's y'all's weekend going? How's your holiday season? Mine, it's been so long since I opened this Fireball. It takes the strength of 10 men. Oh my goodness. I might have to go to the shop and get some channel locks or something. That is on there. That might just have to sit for a second. It was in the freezer, so I'm assuming the cap is frozen shut. How was y'all's weekend? Ours was pretty good. We had several events going on. Had a benefit concert, which was a fiasco. Had an MMA event, which was pretty decent. And also had 4 weddings over the weekend. So it was a pretty busy weekend on our end. It's like the last busy weekend of the year, though. So this was kind of it. The season for us is, I'm not going to say over, because we've still got some stuff going on, but for the most part, it's slowing down, and it probably won't pick back up until at least February. Here in Arkansas, it stays pretty cold. A lot of our venues are indoor outdoor, so it usually it doesn't start opening back up until late winter, early spring. So February, March, and then really jumps off in April with Easter. That's always a pretty huge weekend for us. But anyway, as always, tell me where you're from, all that good jazz. I don't know how far behind the comments are on YouTube, as in comparison to what I'm seeing on my screen. So I'm actually going to log on here to YouTube and see how far behind I am. Missed seeing my videos from Australia, man. Good day, mate. I don't know what time it is over there, but it's 9:40 p.m. here, so I can only imagine it's probably super early or midday where you are. But thanks for watching, man. It's been a journey. I know I'm not the most consistent YouTuber out there. Hey, I told you you get bigger. Man, I'm not trying to be a huge YouTuber. I do enjoy making videos. So I've been doing media stuff, even ever since I was in high school, and that kind of sparked my interest for YouTube. And I started making YouTube videos during the middle. I was in college, I think, when I was making them. And it's just fun. I mean, it's cool to see the community out there, but at the same time, it is work. Make no mistake. The past 6 days it's been a struggle to crank these videos out, but we're having a good time. I set a goal to do Vlogmas, so So I said I was going to stick it out, even though the views are super low. But that's also because I'm not a super consistent DJ. Let me try to get this freaking cap off of here. I feel bad if I call this eggnog and chill, but there's no eggnog, or there's no chill. This is the chill part. Dude, that is on there. Oh, got it. So we got eggnog. Wherever you are you an eggnog person? Is this going to be terrible? I feel like it's not going to be that bad. I smell cinnamon. That was a pretty heavy pour. Oh boy, now it's all. I need to get something to start this up. Stand by. Technical difficulty. Blizzake Smith was in Pine Bluff, man. I'm in that area a lot. I always ask my friends to borrow a few dollars so I can make it to Pine Bluff. Let me get something to start this up. All right, I'm back. But I got in late last night. The secondary gig that we had going on had some problems that I didn't know about until I'd already, made it back home and the show was over. So I sat up here talking to a few of my people for quite some time, and needless to say, I didn't get the trailer unloaded. You can't hear me. Tell Brett Baker, is it on his end, or can you guys not hear me? It may have been when I walked away. I don't know. But we had 2 gigs going on. One of the gigs was a fiasco, and we stayed up here talking late. Didn't get the trailer unloaded till 3 a.m. It wasn't that bad. We didn't have that much gear on there. I actually picked Blake up on the way. You guys know Blake from all the videos. Picked him up on the way, so I dropped him off, and I came back here and unloaded the trailer myself. It wasn't that bad. There wasn't that much gear. Everything's on wheels. But I stayed up here talking to my other guys about that event. So I just stayed up. I've been up since 5:30 Saturday morning, which sounds crazy, but I enjoy not going to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning and only getting 2 hours of sleep before you got to get back up. I would say you might as well just stay up. That's my reasoning. So I've been trying to keep myself awake all day long with he's not a newborn anymore, I guess, but with an infant, and boy, has it been a struggle. Every time he got the bottle, and I sat him down in the swing, and you hear the lullabies, and next thing I know, I'm drifting. I'm like, nope, I got to get up. So I got up, put some lights on the outside of my house today, some Christmas lights. So that's what I've been doing all day. What y'all been doing? Hopefully enjoying your Sunday before everybody kind of goes back to work on Monday. Mondays are always generally pretty busy around here for me because we got payroll, we got bills to be paid. I do all of that important stuff on Monday. I try purposely not to schedule any appointments on Monday, but I've also got an appointment tomorrow evening. I say a lot. I know that. Damn it, did it again. See, you can't, once you get started, you can't stop. But Mondays are pretty busy generally. I try to do a lot of my work from Tuesday to Thursday. That way Friday, if we've got gigs that weekend, Friday I can kind of kick it before a busy weekend. So Monday will be pretty busy until I get my paperwork and stuff done, my errands and stuff ran. And after that, not much. Like I said, it was the last busiest weekend of the year. So that's interesting. Cheers. Interesting. This is Fireball Cinnamon Holiday Eggnog. It's a lot of cinnamon going on. I also did a pretty heavy pour. Jeez. Martin, already Monday here down under. Spend my weekend building a sub-kick mic for a mate of yours. Christmas lights are up already. It's so hot, candles are melting. Man, I could not imagine having Christmas and it be 100 degrees outside. That's crazy. Now, I don't think in my adult life, or that I can remember, I've woken up to a white Christmas, like snow on the ground. It may have happened, but I don't think it was actually snowing that day. I think it might have snowed the day before, or maybe snowed late that night, but I've never woken up to a white Christmas. I think that would be dope. But generally, Christmas time around here, it's 30-something degrees outside, which is why I'm wearing this hoodie and my beanie. I was today's years old when I found out these are called drug rugs in the streets. I did not know that. Somebody was walking through Walmart, saw a friend of mine, and he's like, "Man, I didn't know you were into drug rugs." And I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "That's what these sweaters are called." That's weird. Worked 11 hours today. Shouts out to you. That's White Christmas is overrated. Harvey, where you from? Where are you from? I would love to know where you're at, where you get white Christmases. I just want to do it once, maybe twice. Old enough for my kid to remember it and me to be there with my kid. I think that'd be cool. But I've never experienced it before. I think it'd be cool. Worked on a sub-kick mic. That's dope, though. Detroit. I've got family up around Detroit. Actually, I've got some aunts and uncles that live in the Kalamazoo, Michigan City area. Snowed very early in the morning the Christmas I proposed to Savannah. Damn it, how can I forget that? It sure did. It was a very, very light snow the day I asked my wife to marry me, which was Christmas 2012 maybe, because we got married in 2014. Yeah, I think so. It's odd here in Ohio. It's normally white Thanksgiving and mud by Christmas. Ugh. Yeah, snow is great until anyone drives on it. That's the one thing I really like about snow. It's so peaceful. Anybody that knows me knows that I enjoy my space. So whenever I retire, I don't know when that's going to be, but whenever that happens, I either want to be a deep sea fisherman or a cattle farmer. I'm a weird guy, right? One thing, I enjoy being on the water. Like, you get out there in the middle of the water, there's no one for miles, just peace. And then on the opposite end, you're out there in the middle of the country, no one for miles, peace. I enjoy that. So waking up to snow on the ground, and generally when it snows here in Arkansas, everything shuts down. So generally the traffic is very, very low. So waking up those mornings with snow on the ground, there's no one driving, and it's just so quiet. There's not the traffic noise and stuff like that. That's the one thing I love about snow. But like 2 hours later when it melts, it's the most disgusting thing ever. Every Christmas is white Christmas in Minnesota. Yeah, it's cold up there. Man, it's cold. I thought Arkansas was cold. Now, I will say my entire body temperature has gone down dramatically since I shaved my head. I never knew how much heat my hair provided. Lots of cinnamon going on in this. I don't know what I can do to tone this down. Lots of cinnamon. Sub-kit mics are so cool for recording. Have one for my Schlesman kit, and my mate has one now too. P.S. Xmas here. You spin in shorts, but have a barbecue and a beer in a Christmas tree. That's awesome. Now, that's not to say we won't be barbecuing here as well, because you can never tell in Arkansas. It could either be snow on the ground or shorts and a t-shirt. It could be both. It could be both. I know. Well, here's the thing. He has toned down the fireball. I think here's where I messed up. I was probably supposed to do a shot for a red hot kick, add fireball whiskey. I don't know what the pour ratio is. So this already tastes very cinnamon. It has a very strong cinnamon taste to start. And I just added cinnamon on top of it. It's a lot going on. A lot going on. Snow really doesn't come to us until January. We would be at 32 degrees snow for 12 hours and be at negative 13 degrees. Ooh, negative 13. No, thank you. No, thank you. The other day here in Ohio, it was 32 and snowing, and the next day it was 50 degrees out. That sounds, I think every state has this slogan, Arkansas, I hear it all the time. Well, welcome to Arkansas, where if you don't like the temperature, wait 30 minutes and you'll be happy. Like, that's, I think every state goes through that, because you're in Detroit, Michigan, and you just said that, you know, the temperature differences are so drastic. So I think that's every state. Got hair down to the middle of your back. See, at one point in time, I was in the same boat. I had dreadlocks for almost 10 years, and when I cut them off, they were right to like the small of my back. Come down to Georgia, we can have 4 seasons in 1 week. See, the comment section is loaded with those comments. So apparently, that's something every state says. Because we've got Michigan said it, Ohio has said it, yeah, Georgia has said it. What new gear are you guys excited about? I got to be honest, I haven't been looking at any gear purchases unless it's like used stuff, people liquidating their assets just due to COVID, which I hate those positions that people are in. But that doesn't mean I can't take advantage of a good situation for me. But I've got no gear that I'm just like super stoked on. I did buy the new Rain 70 a couple months ago, and I think it was a purchase to it was a purchase. I can't really justify it. I had the Rain 62. And I'm not a turntablist, so it never got used. I rented it more than I used it, and it was getting old. So I just said, you know what, I'll sell it and get the Rain 70. But it's not. I've turned it on 5 or 6 times maybe. How's bookings for you in the beginning of 21? The start of 21, it starts off pretty slow, but by the time we get to March, April, it starts to pick back up. A lot of the stuff that we have in March and April are all postponements from this year, so it's not new business, but we'll take it. You know, it's always nice to have the guys out on the weekends. But the start of 21 looks tough. 2020 is, 2020 has been such a kick in the pants to everybody. I am no different than all of you guys. I feel for people on the coast. On the coast, it seems to be a lot more drastic. People like my buddy Barr, and people like my buddy Cleveland Terry, who's out in California, and Barr's in New Jersey. On the coast, it seems so much more shut down and locked down, and they've just got nothing they can do. Where here in the South, we shut down, but not really. There was never a point in time here in the state that we had a stay-at-home order. So it's been crazy. Just been a crazy year. But we had a lot of postponements, a lot of cancellations. All of the production stuff was gone. Just gone. Just gone. I was shocked. I really thought, you know, when it first came around, because I was in Vegas. Well, I went on vacation with my wife, and then I was in Vegas the following week. The week I got back, it was just an influx of postponements, cancellations. And I thought at that time, I said, no big deal. We'll be back by June. And when it went through that entire week, I said, there's no way June's happening. I think it'll be the fall. And little did I know, it's still shut down. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Martin, Cam's Quick Q30, the one that I had, and the Quick Q30 that I had, and I bought, I was planning to do a lot of content with that thing, to be honest. But the workflow of it wasn't right for me. Not to say that it wasn't, you know, it couldn't be right for you, but I never really got all that deep into it, and it ended up sitting. And then I had an opportunity to sell it to an install job, and I ended up selling it, and we installed it somewhere else. But I did pick up a control surface for Onyx. The M2 PC, I believe, is the control wing that I have. Onyx, I'm really digging that platform. But Camsys, there was nothing wrong with the desk. There was nothing wrong with the workflow, but I think it was just so different coming from what I came from, which was Show Express, for my DJ rig. It was like I had to learn rocket science. I just didn't get it. It sat, and then I ended up quoting one for an install job, and I said, you know what, I'll just, I can sell you this one for used, for cheaper. And they took it. So I don't have it anymore. I wish I did, because I could probably make some more content. Black Friday was terrible. Yeah, I noticed that, and I think it's because of the pandemic. I think people are trying to push what they have in stock, because a lot of the manufacturing is still shut down. So I think they were just giving discounts on stuff that they already had, but I didn't see anything just like crazy blowout sale wise for Black Friday. I've never been a big Black Friday shopper. But I'm always looking to catch a deal, but nothing this year caught my attention. Henry, what's up, Woopig? Just watched your gear tour video. How long did it take for you to amass this collection of gear to host local festivals? It's been a building process. I started DJing 13 years ago, which is just nuts. It seems like such a short but such a long time away. I started getting into the production stuff probably about probably about 10 years ago. Right when I moved back home from college, my best friend, one of my best friends, Blake, he hooked me up with one of my now good friends, Jeremy, who owned a production company. And Blake just kind of said, hey, I got a friend. We call each other brother, because it's like we're family. I say best friend. He's family in my eyes. But he was telling Jeremy that I DJ and kind of had a knack for live sound and stuff like that, and just wanted to learn. And that's probably been a decade ago. And it takes time. The production business is, people say stuff is not a race, it's a marathon. It's totally that with the production stuff. It's going to take, unless you've got some really good investors, or you've got just disposable income, it takes a lot of time to kind of build this thing up. And then, because technology is always changing so fast, at that point, when you get to a decent point, like where I am, it's playing catch up to everything else. You feel like you're comfortable, and then new technology comes out that people want, and now the stuff that you have is obsolete, and you just got to kind of keep pushing the wheel forward, hoping that you can stay relevant in a very saturated market, for sure. So it's tough. It takes time, but anything you can put your mind to, you can do. Let's see here. Blizzard during halftime. Wow. It's funny to me how different the talk about Behringer is in the live sound community versus the synthesizer community. Yeah, Behringer synthesizers, they're like, there's some of their stuff is, I wouldn't say industry standard, but a lot of their stuff is really mainstream. That's kind of, they started as a synthesizer company, from what I've been told, at least. And their live sound products just get shit on. But then again, what gave them that reputation? I think they put more emphasis towards their synthesizer stuff, and kind of just had a solution for their live sound stuff it was a cheap solution, and I think that's what kind of bit them in the butt. But at the same time, like the X32, it really made people wanting to get into the digital audio space. It made it very affordable, and to this day, my digital consoles are X32s, and they work really well. They work really well, and they're tanks. I've had them years now, and I haven't had a failure yet. A lot of people hate them, but they've made me a lot of money. Let's see here. Been focusing on video and audio interfaces for streaming. Harvey, what are you using? I'll break down my streaming setup. Behind the lens is the Sony A7S Mark II. It's going into a Blackmagic mini recorder into my computer, just straight. This is coming straight from the camera. I don't have any color correction or anything like that. That's the one thing that I like about the Sony lenses. They just have a look to them, kind of a matte, saturated look that I really like. It's not as intense as like the Canon stuff. But out of the camera into the Blackmagic mini recorder, handling the audio, we've got the Allen & Heath Z FX 10, and then for the microphone we got the good old tried and true Shure SM7B. And then I've also been messing around with the Blackmagic A10 Mini Pro. I don't know if you guys can see that there. Started a podcast, and we've been using that. And it's worked out well. Have a feeling the mobile DJs are going to move to the line array type speakers as tops for the standard, especially when the technology will. I think you're right, Henry. I've never been a big fan of the column array speakers. When I went to NAMM this past year, my eyes were kind of open to how good they can really sound. In the EV demo room, they had the Evolve 30s out there, and I was really, really impressed with how much sound came out of those little speakers. And the bass was tight and punchy. I was really impressed, and I kind of dogged and really kind of shit on the column array speakers just because what I have, and I still think what I have is a more viable solution, and it's more versatile for sure. But I just didn't think that a package that small could deliver anything that I was looking for, and I was kind of wrong. I'll eat that crow for sure. Nathan, I was looking at getting a Behringer mixer for a while, then I got more into the electronic music production side, and people hate them. People are not a fan of the X32s, just because I think their price point made it easy for a lot of the guys starting out in the audio world to get involved and kind of be not necessarily up to industry standard, but if you can get a digital console for $3,000 versus some of these touring digital consoles that cost $50,000-$60,000. It made it easier for the small guy to get in, and I think that's what made a lot of the older road pirates just kind of shit on Behringer stuff. Massachusetts, it's bad from COVID. I hate to hear that, Kevin. Stay safe out there. Wear your mask. We were doing an event yesterday, the MMA fight, and they probably had 200, 250 people there. And I was really, really kind of proud that they took it seriously. And everyone wore their mask, and they social distance where they could. It was nice to see, but hopefully we come up with a cure for this soon, or vaccine or whatever. Oh, I just kicked the camera. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let me move my screen over there. That way it doesn't look like I'm looking off to the side. Do the Turbo Sound 8s have much bass? They sound pretty good. They're still one of my favorite speakers. I really like them. The bass, of course, it's an 8, so you kind of got to know what you're getting yourself into. For what it is, yes, it has a good bass response. I will say that it's not going to put out near the bass as a 10 would, or a 12, or a 15, or an 18. You kind of got to know what you're getting yourself into. But it sounds really good. I mean, they sound fantastic. You're still getting more business than here. With the weather getting cold, outdoor events are over. And that was the only way we could have large gathering. Yeah, I hate to hear that, Harvey. I really do. I hate working for the USPS right now, but Secure Income has been great for getting a Livestream mobile setup that I've been working towards for years, and I'm hoping to use it more next year. That's awesome. At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. What I tell anybody looking to be an entrepreneur, the thing that I think makes me valuable to my own company is I'm not afraid to go back and get a job if I have to. Like, it's just, sometimes business doesn't work out. And a lot of my friends are in that same situation where they're having to close their offices or switch spaces or really kind of take a step back. If it gets to a point where you need to go get a job to make sure that you can, feed your family or pay your rent, do what you got to do. Don't be so proud to try to hold on to this thing until next year. I'm in the background, taking steps to, kind of diversify my income as well. Just because this has been a really big eye opener, and it let me know that I had all of my eggs in one basket. So whenever this thing kind of closed, it was tough. So don't be too proud to go back to work if you have to. No one is looking down on you. I'm a cheerleader on your team. It's like, yes, do what you have to do. You understand that, this will come back, but for right now, I got to work. I get it. Do I like doing the production side or the DJing side? I will say when I have the opportunity to DJ the events that I want to DJ personally, I feel like I should go put this in the refrigerator. Squirrel, sorry. When I can pick and choose the events that I want to DJ, it's more fun. It's also less work. But when it comes down to it, I love live music. I love it. I think the first gig that I got put on with Blake, I'd heard I had a Carvin audio sound rig at the time, and I'd heard my stuff, and I was really impressed by it. But then, you show up to this concert, and they've got this huge sound system, and I hear them tuning the PA, and Blake's behind the drum kit. They're trying to get the drum kit dialed in, and I remember when Blake was, that he took that first step on that kick drum, and I felt it in my chest. And from that moment, I have been hooked. I love it. Thoughts on the X32 Compact? There's nothing wrong with it. When I am hosting local festivals, do I mix front of house? What do I start doing after everything is set up and rolling? I am a lighting guy, so lighting is my thing. If they don't have a lighting package, then yes, I'll go to front of house. Blake is always on monitors. He is a fantastic monitor engineer. That's not to say that he's not a great front of house engineer either, but I think he's more comfortable with getting the band sound dialed in. I'm a decent engineer, kind of. Again, I'm a lighting guy, so audio isn't my main thing. I'm always trying to do things to better my game, but I like flashing lights. Once, I do a sound check with the band and I've got some time with them, I can get it dialed in. It's going to take me 2 songs to really get a band settled in, to where I feel like I have a control over it, where good front of house engineers, they can get things dialed in pretty quick. I'm just not there yet. Brett Baker, what kind of budget sub would I recommend for DJing? There's a lot of great options out there. It depends on what your budget is. I would say if you've got a budget of $1,000, hands down, the best sub you can get for your money is the EKX 18s. We took those out to our MMA event the other day, and they filled an entire gym. And it was awesome. And it had plenty. With 2 of them. Of course, that's a gym, so it was working in our favor with the boobiness, but they're great subs. So not using nothing really yet. I only got into video the last 2 months. Have a simple audio interface, older cell phones, and video capture software. Good. You gotta start somewhere. Looking into getting an ATEM, not sure if it will be the Mini or the Pro. I would say, Harvey, go ahead and just spend the extra $100 and get the Pro. You'll want it for sure. Danny, hey John, long time watcher. I can only hear you in my left monitor. It went mono. I can only hear you on my left monitor. It went mono. That's probably because the pan knob is actually turned to the left. It probably sounds much better now. Thank you for pointing that out. Danny. You're so right. I have a full-time job myself, but most of my friends are pro musicians. They all work other jobs now till COVID is over. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Henry says, I watch Dave rad a lot. His knowledge on sound is interesting. He is 100% analog, but never disses digital. Which do I prefer? You're right, Dave. When he was mixing with the Chili Peppers, he was rocking. What was that? It was a Yamaha something. No, he was a Midas guy. Midas Venice, maybe. Yeah, he is a mastermind, and I wish I could sit down and have a conversation with him. I prefer digital, but it's only because I grew up with computers. I find myself getting around on a computer a lot quicker than I would necessarily knobs and faders. Just like when I started DJing on a controller, so I am naturally more comfortable behind a controller than I am CDJs or vinyl, as my voice cracks like I'm a 12-year-old. But I can get my way around an analog desk now. But when I started out, the X32 was kind of the hot new flavor on the market. So that's really kind of what I grew up in my audio background working on and getting to know. But I don't have necessarily a preference. I will say those higher end analog consoles sound incredible. And you're not going to get that same sound off of an X32. Gunmaster 12-2. Do gingers seem like better employees? I can't say that they seem like better employees. I do have one ginger that works for me. His name is Evan, and I'm firing him tomorrow. He doesn't know that yet, though. Henry, are you more for in-ears or monitors? Also, have you heard of the Sling Studio streaming device? I've heard about the Sling Studio device, but I've never messed with it. And I'm an in-ears guy. Kind of the fiasco that we had at the other event yesterday is the band just wasn't happy with their monitor mix, but it was so loud on stage. And I think once you go in-ears, you alleviate a lot of that headache. It's harder to get the sound dialed in because it's in someone's ear and it's a little, it's a little subjective. But it just cuts down on so much more headache when you've got a band, with 7 people in there and they've all got a wedge and the front man's got, 2 wedges. It's just so much that could go wrong, bleeding into the microphones, and if the front man has a ball cap on, the slap back from the monitor with the microphone, it can wreak havoc. It can wreak havoc. So I prefer in-ears. Max said, "Hey man, just dropping by to say thanks from a fellow sound cat from Cali. You give cats hope." Max, man, I appreciate that. I'm just here to inspire. That's all I'm doing. Henry, how's my church doing? Do I mix service or lights? I do neither at my church. I started going to my church and eventually got involved with sound, audio, because it's what I do for a living. And then I started playing drums because they found out I played drums. And my talents are better suited behind the drum kit. They've got a audio engineer that they like his, I say audio engineer, they've got someone running sound that they like his sound. And it's not necessarily the way that I would do it, but the one thing that I've learned is just to stay humble, and if they don't like the way you do things, or if they prefer someone's sound that doesn't necessarily do this as a career or have a vast background in it, if they enjoy that tonality, then that's awesome. So I've learned to just say, if that's what the sound they like, or if that's what they're going after, I've got no problem with stepping aside and playing on the drum kit. But most of my time at my church is spent behind the drum kit. What does my cat have? DJ N Beats, what's my viewpoint on not going to college to focus on my entertainment company? Man, college is one of those things. That's a tough call. I would say in 2021, you don't have to go to college to be successful. I'll say that first. But I do believe that education is awesome, but at the same time, my education has done very minimal things on my path to success. A lot of what I deem as successful has just come from hard work and determination, and you don't need a college degree to do that. Rat does love his Digicos. He did put my Christmas lights up. I know this is kind of old news, but how do I feel about Pioneer's Record Box monthly payment plan for DJing? I'm not a big fan of the pay-to-play type thing, but I get it, with a lot of this newer digital, computer-based controller platforms. That was a long title, my bad. But with a lot of that, people are keeping their hardware a lot longer, so they've got to figure out a way to make some money or some. My cat is going ham sandwich over here. Cat, what are you doing? What was I saying? Oh, but they've got to make their money somehow. They've got to make their money somehow. So I get it, but I don't like it. However, get into studio recording production. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a record producer, but I know how to play the drums, and that's about it. So I can't play the piano or the guitar or anything like that I think would make me more well-rounded in recording. So I just I gave that dream up. Brett Baker, hey, got to head out. It's 11:17 p.m. where I am. Have a good one. Stay safe. That means you're probably on the East Coast. Am I planning to stream on Twitch? Maybe one day, Harvey. Maybe one day. Kyle Sims had logged in. Not sure if anyone asked already, but I would like to see a review on the Turbo Sound IX series. Yeah, that can definitely be done. Actually, Kyle, I'll get that knocked out this week. Actually, do I use Flip and Serato? No, Jesse, I do not. I've never taken advantage of that. DJN Beats, do I plan on getting LED walls in the future? It's definitely, I was actually moments away from pulling the trigger on LED walls last year after a local vendor of mine that I use on a regular basis. I had a festival going on and had a 16 by 9 LED wall package, and it was 2 days. And he did not make it to day one of the festival, and it was not a good time for me and him and our relationship, because I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. So I was moments away from buying my own, because again, I've paid this guy over the last 3 or 4 years that I've been working with him. I've probably given him enough to buy an LED wall, at least $50,000. And it's just, I was super frustrated, but I kind of got talked off the ledge, because it's not as simple as buying an LED wall. Then it's now I've got to get a bigger trailer to transport it. Now I've got to get a bigger shop to house it all. I need someone who knows what they're doing to put it together, and then I got to have somebody run it the day of show, because I'm a lighting guy. So it's not just as simple as going out and having one and getting a show done. Of course, you can do it that way, but I like to plan my stuff out a little bit differently. Man, your band's getting tired. Luckily, we only got about 10 more minutes left. These eggnog and chill Vlogmas streams are only going to be for 1 hour. I know we've went a couple hours on some and 30 minutes on the other, but I am only going to be doing this for an hour. So I logged on. Actually, I can let you guys know. I've been live for 50 minutes and 20 seconds. So we got about 10 more minutes. Henry, wouldn't a moving head that would be battery powered be cool? JMaz actually has a battery powered moving head. Check them out. Boy, Cleveland is doing this. He's making leaps and bounds. Yes, he is. Cleveland, and he started that thing as just a pop-up and DJ set, and now he's got a full-blown radio show on there. It's exciting for him. I love to see his success on there. Blake, I do have that Webby. I do have it. I just, for some odd reason, YouTube popped up a message that was hidden from Dahlia Willick that says "fick off." It asked me if I wanted to hide it, but I'm gonna show it. Why not? Why not, Dahlia? Let's see here. Favorite moving head for DJ transitioning to production. I would say probably the one that I would look at the hardest would be the Focus Spot 3Zs, maybe. Yeah, I think that's the name of it. Focus Spot. The Bar has one, and he has done a review on it. I would say that's the best in its category. That's probably the best transitioning piece. You can either be using it for production, and I've seen it on riders, or it'd be a banger of a DJ fixture for sure. DJ Tracks, when I do the iX review, can I compare it to the Eevee? Yeah, I can do that. I would believe that they would be in the same class as maybe the ZLX or the ELX. So yeah, I know I've got a ZLX 12 here that I could compare it to. I think that'd be a pretty good shootout. So yeah. JW Jaeger, what's going on, man? What's going on? Am I saying that right? Is it Jaeger as in Jägermeister, or is it Jaeger? Focus Spot 6Zs now that cost a lot too much in your opinion. If that's on the higher end, Henry, you might take a look at the Intimidator spots from Chauvet then. I know they're not quite as expensive as the Focus spots, so you might take a look at those. Just like the drink, J.W. Jaeger, just like the drink. Awesome. I need to put this eggnog. It's been sitting out for over an hour now. Let me put this in the fridge. I'll be right back. All right. For moving heads, good old short arc, moving head or LED, what is my preference? I've got a combination of both. I would say I love a discharge fixture. I've got my Chauvet Legend 575s or 550 spots that use a 75 discharge, a 575 discharge lamp, and I really still like the optics on. I like the optics on those, and they're an older fixture. But a lot of the early integration of the LED stuff was just not good. So the early integration of the LEDs, if we're comparing apple to apple, the same LED versus the discharge fixture, I would always go discharge. But now, with them having 300 watt LED fixtures, ooh, it's hard to say. The 3Zs used would probably be a lot more cost effective if available. There we go. DJ Tracks, thanks djwoopig. Your videos are super helpful and help me do some extremely small production work. That's awesome, man. Henry, am I a fan of the Donner wireless devices for DMXing? Yes, I am. As long as it's a wedding or something that's super low profile. If we are doing a festival, I'm running hard copper every time. I got bit in the ass with that once, and I will never do it again. I used and it was a small festival, but we were having some problems with lighting. Just lost it, and it was due to one of those dongles. So if it's a festival, I'm running copper. Yeah, the Mac 550s and 600s, those are still, kind of industry standard fixtures too. So now that we're coming towards the end of the stream, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. We've got right at 5 minutes. My question for you, I'm going to be doing these eggnog and chills every Sunday to break up the monotony of Vlogmas. So my question for you is, doing it at 9:30 Central Time, is that too late for you guys? Do I need to bump that up? Do you prefer the later night stream, or do you prefer to do a noon stream? Might be a little early for eggnog and chill, but we can come up with something. I do kind of like coming here at night though. It's I'm at my office, and it's 10 o'clock at night, and I got one light on, one little studio light on, and the light's behind me, and it's dark in here, but the A7, shines in low light, so it's kind of I wish you guys could be here because it's kind of a chill vibe, but yeah, I understand if it's late for people. Let's see here. Perfect time. Awesome. Okay, so we've got 1, 2. Looks like we've got a couple votes for keep it the same, and a couple one for change it. So the time frame. Perfect. Okay, so sounds like we're going to keep it at 9:30, which is good because I do have not a newborn baby, but I've got a baby at the house, so it's after his bedtime. I'll be able to come up here and knock this out and then go back home after 7 p.m. Cool. So we'll keep it at 9:30 then. We'll keep it at 9:30. Let's see here. I do want to. I'm actually trying to figure out a way that I can invite people to come on. So if I had like a link where you could hop on with your webcam, sort of like you can do with Instagram, where you can ask to be in somebody's live. I would love to have somebody on here that I could go back and forth with, and we just kind of we can kind of shoot the breeze. Did you just say War Eagle? Get out of here, Henry. We Arkansas beat you guys this year, and you can't tell me any different. But I would like to have like a guest on that's just random. We go back and forth and ask questions and answer questions and get to know the viewers, and I think it'd be cool. Let's see here. Got a couple minutes left. StreamYards, don't they have a green room? Yes, but with StreamYards, I'm not sure if I've got to do some more looking into that. If I can implement StreamYard with YouTube, I think that'd be cool. And then we could take a random person from the internet and then put them on the live stream, as long as they don't get to acting crazy. I think it'd be a good time. How have you guys enjoyed the Vlogmas content so far? I know it's the first video was kind of catching up and doing a little shop tour, hiring a new employee. We did a gig log with Nolan, E-Track and the trailer, and then the live stream here today. So coming up tomorrow, just to give you guys a little preview before everybody else sees it. That same trailer that we put E-Track in, we added some LED lighting that made a huge difference. So I think you guys will enjoy that one tomorrow. And then we've got a couple of day in the life videos scheduled out, where we go over like what it takes for me to stay in this building every month. So we go over the expenses that come with having a company that grosses $500,000 a year. So there's a lot going on, but I think it would be a good insight for some of the guys looking to grow their company like I was so many years ago. Makes you want to try to do something similar, but working 60 hours per week at USPS makes it difficult. I get it, man. I get it. Everybody wishes they had more time in the day. I am no different. It's a case of not having any stream or event going on. I get that too. Well, if you guys didn't have any last minute questions before we get off here, we've officially hit the hour mark. So my obligation here is done. Not that you guys are an obligation, but I said I'd hop on here for an hour, and I have been up for almost 48 hours. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw those down in the chat real quick, and I'll do them really quick. If not, we will certainly get out of here. Once again, cheers everyone. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that stuff. Whatever you're celebrating, if you're not celebrating, all that stuff. I just wish you health, happiness, and joy for 2021 and the rest of 2020. Jesus, something just fell. All right, so I don't see any more questions in the chat, so we'll just we'll call it at that. We've got a new video coming out tomorrow that is putting lights in the trailer. I think that you guys will enjoy that, especially if you've got a truck and trailer, or if you've got a trailer, or this could really be applied to a van or whatever. So yeah, I think you guys will enjoy it. And it'll be coming out tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is what all of the videos for Vlogmas have been coming out at, and will continue to come out. So once again, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me on this eggnog and chill, sipping a little Fireball eggnog with our Fireball whiskey in it. It's there's a lot of cinnamon going on. I think I need to do something to tone it down, but good little nightcap. It's going to put me right to sleep. Luckily, my house is all of 2 seconds away from here. So I will see you guys on the next one. Be sure to tune in next Sunday, 9:30 Central Standard Time. Yeah, we'll see you next time. All right. Bye.